First Corinthians chapter 13. And if not, it's up here on the screen. But we're going to talk about, something we talk about a lot here is the first two greatest commandments. What's the first greatest commandment? The first and greatest commandment. All right. And what's the second? Wonderful. Look, we're learning something. That's great. That is wonderful. So the first, meaning it's the highest priority. Loving him should be our highest priority, putting him first, right? Greatest means it should be the most important. And we talk about this quite a bit. But the question that we're going to talk about tonight is love. Since loving God is the first and greatest, and loving people is the second, what is love? How would you guys define love? Yeah, there's always one who doesn't silence. Ali, you can. Someone with an iPhone. Okay, it's fine. So how would you define love? What is it?
Oh, let me try. It's a sympathetic feeling towards someone.
A sympathetic feeling towards someone or something. I'm going to. Okay, anyone else? Great, participation is good. Anyone? Does anyone know what love is?
Feeling towards something that has to do with something good, not bad.
Feeling
Towards somebody, something, if we are associated with something good.
Recording in progress.
that says, yeah. Okay, sorry. We'll get you guys a microphone so that the people on Zoom can hear. Okay, so a feeling towards something. Anyone else? What is love?
Love is check my mind. Love is it's a feeling of affection towards something or somebody.
That's muted. There it is.
Check my one.
Love is
Love is a feeling of affection. Some
Okay, so it's a feeling. Anyone else? What is love? Let me pull the question paper up for you guys on Zoom. What is love and how would you define it? So we got feelings towards something good. Nobody knows what love is. Great. We're doing good Bible study. This is, you need to help. Huh? Nobody knows.
described in the Bible. know which verse.
Well, good. So let's just summarize. Put on here mainly towards something good, isn't it? Just, or summary towards something good. This is your guys' definition. Now, I want to. Notice how many definitions that are here in the dictionary. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's British. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So there's lots of definitions here, isn't it? But luckily, the Bible, God in his wisdom, has given us a whole chapter. This chapter in 1 Corinthians is often called the chapter of love, to help us try to define and figure out what love is. And so instead of looking at the dictionary, we're going to trust our Bible. And so if we could, let's just start reading here. And we'll start just by looking at these first 3 verses. And then which are kind of emphasize the importance of love. And the last 4 to 7 kind of give us a definition, how we can interpret love. All right. So if we could there we go. We have our tool here on how to study the Bible accurately. The theme, it's love. Love is the greatest. Look at there. So now let's make some observations about these first 3 verses. Can somebody volunteer to read these verses? All right, thank you. Noble, maybe you can take the microphone.
First Corinthians 13, verse 1. If I could speak all the languages of the earth and of angels, but didn't love the others, I would be only a noisy gong and a clanging cymbal. If I had the gift of prophecy, and if I understood all of God's secret plans and possessed all knowledge, and if I had such faith that I could move mountains, but didn't love others, I'll be nothing. If I gave everything I have to the poor and sacrificed even my body, I could boast about it. But if I didn't love others, I would have gained nothing.
Right. Thank you. So let's just make some observations about this. What is the Bible saying here? Could anyone put this in their own words, or maybe just try to help us understand what's happening here? Anyone?
If you do not have love, even though you do so many things, even if you possess the great powers,
No, you're going. You're on it. You're doing well.
yeah. So summarize.
Yeah.
The way I understand it, or the way I could summarize it, like you can possess whatever in the world, and if you don't have love, then you are nothing.
So what do you mean by worldly things, like money, or you know?
Like you can have every possession, that everything that you can possess. You can have material, you can have spiritual gifts, you can have diplomas, whatever qualifications and knowledge. But then if you lack love, so you're not
Nothing? I mean,
nothing.
nothing.
You are
Not even
nothing.
a little bit.
Not in a little.
Yeah. But,
More emphasis
puts more emphasis on what
Christians are trying
Christians are trying to strive,
to be.
to be, you know,
Gift of prophecy,
gift of prophecy,
knowing God's secret,
knowing God's secret,
giving to the poor,
giving to the poor. Those are all spiritual things, spiritual gifts.
and
But if you have those things, but
sacrifice your body.
sacrifice your body,
And if you didn't love,
but if you didn't love others, you do not have love, then
even if you have
even if you have all those spiritual gifts, you have nothing.
In other words, good deeds without love.
Good deeds. So you said good deeds without love is empty. Okay.
Mike, there's this saying that if you want to convert in English, he says that love is the language of the heart. It means that whatever you do, if you're not doing it with your heart, you're not doing it with love.
Okay.
Yes. Even the Bible says if you want to do something, it has to, like, it comes from the heart. And coming from the heart, it comes out of love. Yes. So that's just what love is. You cannot give people things with your heart. You're not loving them. Just ask me for a pen and I just say, take it. I don't mean it. I just want to help you so that people can see that I'm helping you. It's not coming from the heart. It's not love.
Doing it for a show. Try to impress others. Great. Any other thoughts? So in English, I don't know if we have English majors here, but this kind of language, it's called hyperbole. You don't need to know that, but notice how he's speaking. Like, no, if you have the gift of prophecy, in the previous chapter, he talks, that's the greatest spiritual gift. So if I have the greatest spiritual gift and I understand all God's secret plans and possess all the knowledge, and if that's not enough, a faith that can even move mountains. So he's going to very high extremes, right, to make the point. Hyperbolic, yeah, to show how important love is. So we often talk about first and greatest commandment. Does this first couple verses kind of help emphasize how important love is to God? Notice that word right there. Nothing. Isn't that a strong word? Not even a little bit. Love is a pretty big deal, right? So could we just maybe summarize this question? We summarize it. That these verses just show us how important. Is that fair? Do we agree? Mm-hmm.
I'm just speaking something up.
Uh-huh.
All this time we mentioned love, but it's strictly saying love others, right? So I've noticed that at times sometimes as Christians, we do try our best. Like we go all out when we want to please God. But we fail. And when I notice like how many times, it's like a condition. If you do it, then so that point of loving others is as great as the first one to God.
Verse 40 says, this is the second greatest commandment, equally important as the first. Verse 14, the next loving others is equally important.
So in other words, whatever you receive, be it your prophecy, be it understand us how to sanctify yourself, don't you please the advantage or benefit other people.
Well, and that's the whole reason for the spiritual gifts. It's for the church, for other believers. It's for you to serve others and for them to serve you, to work together as a team. So if you're just using it for yourself, dopa, fail. It's not proper.
Using it against others.
Yep, it's not the point. It's not the point. And so love, it's a big deal. This is the point. And now we need to go back to our first question. So now we know how important love is, but now we need to interpret it. So we observe what it says. Now we need to go and interpret it. And which is what these next few verses really tried to do. To give us a little bit of an interpretation of what this difficult word means. And so on your paper, it kind of shows us what love is and what love is not. And so hopefully we can fill out these papers as we read these 4 verses. Luke, since you got the microphone, can you read these verses?
Verse 4.
4 to 7. Yep.
Okay. Love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous or boastful or proud or rude. It does not demand its own way. It is not irritable, and it keeps on record of being wrong. It does not rejoice about injustice, but rejoices whenever the truth wins out. Love never gives up, never loses faith, is always hopeful, never give up, never. It's always hopeful and endures through every circumstances.
All right.
Sorry.
Thank you. So let's try and fill out what love is. All right, patience. Let's put that over here. Let's put and kind. Okay. Now, before we move on, maybe we could quickly just talk about those a little bit. What does that mean? Or what would that look like? Being patient. Give us a scenario of demonstrating love with this one of patience. Does anyone have an example? Patience. We got one? We got the microphone? Mhm.
Make the lesson. Okay.
Okay, the last Bible study we talked about the other seven. So I feel like being patient, probably when somebody owes you something, and then you're patient enough to wait for them to pay you.
And if they're Vambos, they'll probably never pay you back. Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, that's not loving. Oh. Okay, good example though. Great example. A great example.
Also like when somebody keeps playing you around. Or also,
Or also like when somebody keeps doing you wrong, but you keep on forgiving them
over and-
over and over and over, and you do not have the
You know what?
limit of, you know what? That's enough. I'm not dealing with this anymore.
Oh. So forgiving 70 times 7. Oh,
instead of just like
instead of just
name
twice.
all the things that you-
I gave you 2 times. You're done. Eta. I'm blocking your phone number. Oh, but we would never do that. We're right. Just me. Okay, sorry. Just me. Okay, good. No, we don't have to spend all day on patient. I think those are great, some good examples, right? How about kind? What does that mean? Friendly, considerate of others. Good. We can even do a combination. With Selka's example, if someone owes me, I could respond in kindness and say, no, it's fine. I'll give you another week. It's okay. That kind? Or should I say, I'm going to the police and I'm going to take your phone up until you give me my money. And I'm going to kick you also. Kind. Would that be kind? Mhm. Is that easy? No, it's not. Or at least it's difficult for me.
Oh, you're thinking about the kind.
Yeah.
Definition.
Yeah. Okay, but would we agree that that's being kind? We kind of understand that? Okay, let's go on to the next one. Love, oh, okay, now what is love not? Let's continue. We don't need to spend all day. Let's just continue. Love is our chart. Jealous. And out, good. And last one. Quickly, we know what jealous is. Love is not. What? Who's got a quick example of jealous? Yeah, is that loving when we want other people's stuff?
When your spouse is earning more money than you.
Okay. And yeah, there's an and there also.
And the other happy about it.
And you want to be earning more than you.
Yeah.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with your spouse earning more than you. But now that's that feeling of the jealous feeling. Okay. If someone has a nice Nike shirt, you want that Nike
That'd be
shirt.
nice. Start making such comments.
Some people like Nike. Is that loving? Now notice this one. Does the other person know if you're jealous? Sometimes, sometimes not. Yeah, so isn't that interesting? That this is a category of love. Boastful? What's boastful? Ufuli. Yeah. Ufuli. Yeah. Oh, what am I trying to say then? That's the word. That's the word I learned. Ufuli. I say that a lot. That's why. I'll have to check my dictionary. Okay, so prideful. When I score the goal, what that was, yeah, I'm messy. I'm the best. I'm so much better than all of you. No, there's a big difference. I think boastful has to do with your words you're speaking. Confident can just be your emotion without having to say those words.
It's confidence, not like I can do this.
Yeah.
Being boastful is like I can do this. It's not I can do this, of course.
What's the difference between what you just said?
Yeah. I retract that.
Because with confidence, you can even give others courage to play. But with boastful, you can.
I'm the only one who can do it. Just back off, please.
Just sit
That's
I'm the man.
for them to prove you wrong.
That's not confidence.
Yeah. And how about proud? These are kind of similar. Proud. Anyone like proud people? You like those kind of people being around? 6 degrees in 10 years. Right? That's not loving. How about rude?
Do not touch me. Wash your hands first. That's the rule.
Depends on the condition.
And the tone. The tone is probably also important.
Bring that big meat. You don't deserve it. That's the rule.
That would certainly be rude in that category. Yeah. Rude. Rude. Another form of anger.
Somebody's telling you your problem is I don't keep it. That's the rule. The truth.
Yeah. Well, that may be the truth, but is that loving? It's not loving. Good thoughts? You got someone? Nothing? Okay, never mind. Well, let's move on. Rude. I think we all kind of know what rude is a little bit. We know when it happens to us. You're just like, man, the guy's rude, isn't it? But it would be good, but we're running low on time. Okay, next, moving on. How do we answer this next question here? So it does not, man, it's way. Example?
Group projects.
Oh, group projects. Good.
It's always that one person who feels like it.
My way is the most efficient. You don't even have to listen to your words, guys. Because I know.
I have the nice person, so I think
highest class one. Sure.
Man of the house.
The man of the house.
You're going to eat steak, and that's it. Don't want beans today. I hate beans.
One piece.
So demanding.
Yeah.
Demanding, is that loving? Isn't the loving thing to consider others, right? Yeah,
I want you to cook right now. The person is tired.
Oh, Luke, you said a good one. So a conditional, if you love me, you will do this. Isn't that just another form of demanding?
Like me.
Your godly wife should submit to you.
That should not be demanded. You just come out. Literally.
Yeah. Well, let's see, this is a good study for you guys to remember. You should even be trying to evaluate. If you're interested in a person and dating, just see if they're very demanding, right? Would you want to spend the rest of your life with someone like that?
It's parents. Feta cheese. Feta cheese. Such demands.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
We know nothing until you marry the person.
Yeah. When you start living together with someone, you find out a lot more about them and the sins that they have. But yeah, even roommates, if you guys live together long enough with a roommate, there's going to be problems, right? Clean up your dishes, bro. I'll do it later. No. Do it now. It stinks.
So is that not
Yeah.
a legitimate claim?
It's a very, well, in my opinion, it is. Grow up. Learn how to take care of yourself, and that's what I would say to that. But yeah, so demanding. All right, it's not loving. What's this next one here?
Demand the government should give us grants. Is that-
Okay, we'll go in order. You're one ahead. Yeah, one ahead of us. Irritable. Does anyone know what that word means? Irritable. Yeah, annoying, irritating. Yeah.
So if I love somebody, I shouldn't be irritated.
No, you wouldn't do that if you love them. You wouldn't irritate them.
And some people use irritation as I'm irritating you because
Well, that's a lie, according to the Bible, right? Good thing we know what love is. We're defining it. Irritating, yeah. Great.
Is it like the irritable? Somebody all the time. What he's talking about. The irritable that's being spoken about in the Bible, is it the one where you're always in somebody's neck about something, or the one Dalton is talking about?
like, I'm only irritating you. That was great.
So here,
Sometimes. Put it that way.
yeah. So here's our dictionary. Make someone annoyed or a little angry. Is that loving? If you know that your roommate wants the dishes clean, let me just leave him because I want to anger him.
Oh,
Yes. Yeah. Oh. Let me just, I just brushed my teeth and there's toothpaste all over the mirror. Leave that for him. Yeah. Leave him a little present. Ah, he angered me the other day. Get back in. That love you? How about with words? Can't our words just annoy people?
You know that they are reading you. Oh.
Are you around children a lot?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. When you chase them, stop laughing. Trying to play with.
Yeah.
There's one that always gets angry. Like people are talking behind your back, but maybe this one person wants you to know that they're talking about the back, not gonna hear. And as soon as you walk, speaking of the devil.
So talking behind people's back, you don't like that one. Now what? I wonder if that's,
Quiet, I don't want to know.
is that kind, talking behind people's back? Is that rude?
Yes.
We've got some is and is not love. Well, let's move on. We got some irritable. I'm probably irritating you guys with all these definitions. How about the next one? No record of wrongs. Uh-oh. Goes with our study last week. How many times do we forgive?
7
70 times 7. Nick, I told you to wash your dishes after you eat. Get out. This is the second time I've had to tell you. Find a new roommate.
Third time.
Third time. Yeah, okay, we got a question. Can you get the?
Okay, the question I have is about irritable. Like I keep on telling someone to do something, but they never change. Means it's a child that, okay, every time when you come back from school, do your homework before you go play. So, and then that child does not change. Can I not maybe beat that child? Sometimes if it's a grown-up person, can I not just tell them, no, can't live with you anymore? Because
You're not patient now.
Now you're getting into a whole different category of beating and discipline. And of course, children you have to train. But this is different from children. This is different from. If we, well, that's a complicated subject, but yeah. Yeah, but that's a good question, but probably more difficult
Let me give you another scenario.
scenario.
I loan you $10.
Yeah.
Okay. This is scenario. Yeah. Okay. Then didn't. Then I give you another $10 tomorrow. Oh, buy bread. Didn't. I give you another. Oh, didn't. So am I supposed to keep of those records and use those records failed attempts for you to obey me as getting back at you? Like, no, I'm not gonna give you $10 anymore because 3 times I told you to buy bread and you didn't. Is it is it is it is that not loving?
No, I don't think so. We forgive, but that doesn't mean we are stupid. You just have to be wise. You go with them. Okay, let me teach you how to buy bread. This is what we do. We walk to this store and we go find the bread and we give the $10 to this nice cashier. And then you come home. But no. Now here's something common among ladies. Let's put a scenario here. And maybe this happens amongst guys also, but some ladies are a little more common with this one and might even be familiar. Things will happen between you and your friend, but then something will happen, but they'll overlook it. And later on, something else will happen. And then you overlook it again, but now it's starting to get annoying. And then another thing happens. And now here comes the fight. You always do this. You never care about me. You always are saying mean things. And what? And you did this time, and you did that this time, and you did West this time. Does that ever happen? Ladies? Anyone want to confess to that? Does that ever happen amongst ladies? Huh? Oh, it happens. Oh, thank you, Selka. Thank you. Now it's a little dramatic, right? Just smile. Huh? I don't know if that would help.
You're smiling because you're a clown.
Okay, so good. Yeah. So that happens, right? That happens. Is that loving? We want to, the Bible says, solve problems with each other. Right? Don't hold them in, solve them. And don't hold a record of them. Next, we're way out of time. Okay, let's always do love never. Let's fill these in quickly. We're out of time. And we'll get to the application part. Rejoices in, all right, truth. Love never gives up. Always, right? Hopeful. Does not what do we got here? For these, does not rejoice about injustice, right? And last one. Through every circumstance, does what? Endures. Endures. All right, we've talked a lot about these. Glad we had some laughs as well. Who should we love? Neighbors and God. Okay, let's put God here, of course. And we got, someone said neighbors. And thank you. Anyone else we should love? Everyone. I don't like that answer. I want us to be a little more specific, because you're right. All right, we're out of time. So there's a little saying you could memorize where you live, work, and play. Live, work, play. For your neighbors are where you live, right? People around you. Where you work, you guys are students, your college mates, the people around you. and where you play, your friends that you play with, right? Live, work, and play. It's hard to love, well, with the internet, it's easier to love people all over the world, but we want to focus on the people around us and God, of course. All right. Now, what I want to go back to our definition of love. The consensus that most of you guys agreed upon at the beginning was that love was a feeling, correct? I would like to challenge that with choice. An example. What is love? We said it's patient, right? That someone might owe me a $20. And then everything inside of me needs that $20. And the last feeling I have is to be patient with that person. I don't feel like being patient, but I will choose to do so because I know it's the loving thing to do. Is that correct? When you see them buying KFC.
No. Bring my pen.
Then you might want to
The
consider.
KFC back.
And you might want to consider lending them money in the future, right? Or finding some better friends. Right? On the soccer field, I can boast about me scoring the goal, or I can choose not to. Isn't it? I can choose to be rude, get angry. I can choose to irritate someone with my words and annoy them. And you know what? Honestly, I really feel like annoying that person too. Should I do it? You see the point? Is love a feeling? I would like to challenge that and say it's choosing to do what's good for someone else and the people around you. Is that it? Would anyone disagree? Any thoughts on that definition? It's okay. How important is love? It's very important, right? It's a big deal. Do we feel like loving? Great. Got a question? You got a question? It's off. Oh, okay. Then just ask your question.
About choosing, I didn't say somebody help. I can choose to help that person, but not because I love that person, but just because I want to create a wish that somebody will have that love. Just choosing to do something, but not because I feel
Sincere.
Hmm.
I just wanted to comment, like, just like, so if you want someone that
Yes, want something. Yeah.
But if we're doing it to impress other people, is that the right motive? But sometimes your parents tell you things to do, right? And the last thing you want to do is do it. But you choose to obey them just because they're your parents, not because you feel like it. Good questions. All right.
One person that was irritating, irritable. Let me say, I'm in a relationship with somebody, and that somebody keep on calling every second, every day. Even when I don't know you waste my time, they still do it. They- Yes, because I don't have personal time anymore.
All right.
Yes. I don't have personal time anymore.
Yeah, okay. Let him finish.
Just finish.
Let him
No,
finish.
You can get the scenario. Let me say, I have work to do.
Nobody's on there anymore.
I have assignments maybe, or I have a task to do at work.
Mhm.
But every time you just want to call and listen or hear what I'm playing. That's-
Okay, so people say you're rude. How would you answer the guy?
hey, my guy, how did you get stuck? What's the foundation of it?
It's a scenario, man. It's not even like.
It's a scenario.
Okay.
Keep on calling even when you tell them, please call me after 2 hours, then 5 minutes.
I just want to hear.
I don't know, I don't think I have enough much less to answer that. I don't think. It shows how much. Maybe somebody else who was. Right.
Are you sure? Okay. Let me give you- I call you when you are busy.
I know how, if I'm busy, to the extent that I cannot pick up your call, I think you know that I'm busy. But if I pick up the call, it means I want to hear from you. Right? I want to know what's going on. But I will not pick up a call.
What? I won't say that.
And they will complain. Then they will complain. It's like, sorry, like, no, I called you 3 times, it's not picked up. Then they sit keep calling.
When you don't pick up.
Okay,
Then you don't pick up.
it's a relationship. Right? I'm having this. It's a relationship. Boyfriend, girlfriend?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're talking about all relationships.
We're talking about our relationship.
It's inclusive of
It
every kind
cannot
of.
be all, because now it's really getting to that point.
Maybe I'm not sure if somebody.
You get to call me. The eye starting, or just in the. But if it's someone else, you know, you end up with another problem, it's another issue.
All right.
Let me just say that when you deal with social media, one call it means you want to tell me something. But now that you have called